Okay, so it's James again, and here's the secondary part of that, the love conversation that we were discussing. So if you're just jumping in on this portion, you can just listen to this portion. If you like it, go back and listen to the other part about it in the fear-love concept universe that we're talking about there. This portion I want to talk about, and you can use this yet again in interpersonal relationships, in romantic relationships. Just think about the way that you interact with the universe. The concept is that there are two different types of love. There is finite love and there's infinite love. And conceptually, this is my idea, and I'm sure it's not new, and I'm sure it's been around for years and years and years. Um, but I want you to listen to it. I want you to think about it, and then please, please, please comment on this. Don't just you can comment, tag yourself, and then remove yourself so you don't get notifications. I think it's probably a good thing to get some notifications on this just so you can read other people's comments on the same thought, because realistically, love is the one thing that binds us all together. It's the one thing that just is so interconnected between all of us. So please share your thoughts with me. If you think I'm absolutely crazy and I'm wrong, share that thought with me. If you think that it's a good idea, share that thought. If you think it's something that you just need to try for a week or you want to think about, share that. But let's have this conversation. And it doesn't have, obviously you don't have to respond by a video, but just give us a little feedback. Shoot me a little information. Um, so the second thought of this is finite love versus infinite love. Um, and the first one we'll talk about is finite love. Finite love, for me, it talks about individuals, people who believe that love is a finite thing. And let me explain that. When we're talking about love being a finite thing, it means that as an individual, I have 100 units of love to give. Um, I have so if I'm spending 10 of my units of love here with my mother, and then 10 more units with my sister, and 10 more units with my nephew, and 10 more units with my other nephew. I've used up 40 units of love. I've got 60 units of love left. If I'm not spending those 60 units with you, then you want to get jealous or insecure about me spending my time, my love, my energy on anyone else. Think about that. Think about individuals that you know that are insecure. Think about individuals that you know that are jealous. Think about the people you know that are possessive. And think if this applies to them. Think that if you are spending your love energy on someone else, then you can't be spending it on me. That's a finite concept of love. That means that love's got to be treated like a scarce resource, like an oil commodity or gas or water, um, versus an infinite concept. The flip side of that is the infinite concept of love, that love is an infinite source, and it constantly regenerates and reinvigorates us and gives us an opportunity to continue to grow. It builds upon itself exponentially and never stops and never ceases. So if I spend 100 units of love on you, I still have 100 units of love to spend on the kids, and 100 units of love to spend on the family, and 100 units of love to spend on your family. It means that there's an infinite amount of love and love energy that can be put out there just by me alone. So I want you to think about that. Think about that with yourself in the way that you love. Are you jealous? Are you insecure? Are you possessive? Are you demanding of other people in the same sense because you're worried that if they're spending their love somewhere else, they don't have the time or the energy or the love to spend on you? And then think about how that guides and can control your life. Secondly, think about how you personally, love in a bit more of an infinite way. Think about how knowing that you have an unlimited amount of love to give, that you can love your sister with all the energy in the universe, and then you can love your brother with all the energy in the universe, and neither one of those depletes or drains the other. I've been blessed enough to have seen both types of love in my life in a very active and real way. I've had those individuals around me who they conceptually don't know it, but their insecurity, their jealous streaks, their possessiveness stems from the fact that they believe conceptually, in their heart, in their soul, that there's a finite amount of love, and if you're spending your love somewhere else, then you have no love to give to them. Keep in mind, this does not necessarily mean in a courtly or a romantic sense of love, although it definitely applies there also. It means that as I have an interaction with anybody around me, with everyone on a day-to-day basis, can I approach them with the infinite amount of love that I have and allow that infinite love to come washing back over me? Does it allow me to have the interconnection that's necessary in this universe to find joy, to find happiness, to find a peace eternal that no one else seems to understand? And it does begin with the fear-love concept that we talked about in the previous video I posted on this media outlet. And then secondly, loving in an infinite sense, loving in an infinite way where you're not bound, you're not chained down to a microscopic view of love, but rather you have an explosive, expanding, ever-growing, ever-generating view of love, one that can constantly explode and expand and embraces everyone. Even if you don't love everything about every person, it allows you the opportunity to allow love to creep into those areas that you didn't think was possible. Think about the love in your life. Think about the way that you act. Think about you being an infinite loved person. And then think about the individuals around you. And think about those folks that are finite lovers versus infinite lovers. Think about those people that view love in a finite sense versus those that view love in an infinite sense. And see if you can spot them around you and what their energy is like. I'm James. Leave me a comment. Have a good one.